My name is Dion. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. I do hope that you like my content enough to subscribe and click the notification bell, and that you feel enticed to leave comments below. This video, as the title says, is another red flags video, and there's two. This video is going to be really short. They are kind of self-explanatory, I think. The first one being they become angry when discussing their mistakes. They become defensive when you bring up something that they do that may bother you, and they're blind to their wrongdoing, which may be why them being blind to their own wrongdoing may be why they get so defensive. Because if someone thinks they're perfect, even though a lot of people say they're not, but then when you bring up something that you dislike that they do, they just go off. They don't realize, or they're willfully ignorant of how they come across or how they may seem to other people. And so that becomes a problem. If you are direct and being respectful and tactful and saying, well, when you did such and such, the other day, or when you said blah, 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 it really bothered me because, and then you give your reason. If they fly off the handle, it's just like, are you even listening to what I'm saying? Like, I'm not attacking your character. I'm not putting you down. I'm just sharing my feelings on something that you said or you did. And for me, it's that simple. And I know a lot of people are not able to hear constructive criticism without feeling like they're being attacked. And that's the key. If they feel like you're attacking them as a person or their character or their personality, that's something faulty in their thinking. And so it's a problem. This type of person, you will have a hard time openly and honestly communicating with, because you'll get to a point, most likely, you'll get to a point where you won't even want to bring up certain things because you don't want to create an argument. And it's not your fault. We just get tired sometimes of saying the same things in different ways, and the person's still just doing whatever. And at that point, if you're becoming tired of saying the same thing, or you're expressing yourself, you're being, gentle in your approach and you're wording things in a way that it doesn't sound combative. And if they're taking it that way and they're becoming angry and defensive, you're going to get to the point where it's like, why even bother to communicate with this person? And at that point, you need to wonder, do I want to keep trying to communicate with this person? And so that's something you would need to decide for yourself. Like, is it worth it to you to have this person in your life that you feel like you cannot openly express your feelings to? Because your feelings are your feelings. And if you're giving them examples of things that bother you, and you're taking the time to explain why something is bothering you, I feel like they should at least listen, just hear you out, and not just, just jump on you like, oh my gosh, why'd you say this? Or da-da-da-da. Or they try to flip and say, well, when you did this or you did that, it's like, we're not talking about me. I'm sharing my feelings with you about something that happened. And so that's another tactic, is where they try to flip it into something towards you. And that is their attempt to attack something you did. And you're not even in attack mode. You're just trying to have a conversation. You're trying to be open and communicate with this person in the hopes that they will be open to what you're saying, so that you can improve communication between the two of you and better the friendship or the relationship. And so that's the first one. Whew. I didn't have any of that written down, so I'm gonna have to play this video back so I can type it up for my article. The second one is they have a negative mindset. They enjoy drama, whether creating it or discussing it in someone else's life. There are some people who are just negative Nancy's, crazy Karens. I know Karen's hot right now. And I feel sorry for the people who are named Karen, because they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm not like that. And they're using my name for something derogatory. So I do apologize if your name is Karen and you're watching this. I love you. Thank you for being here, Karen. You are welcome in TCTN. But this person, they're always negative. You might say, oh wow, I'm glad it rained today because it's been so dry lately, and the grass needed some water. Oh my gosh, and it's just so cloudy, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow too. Whatever you say, they point out the negative aspect of it. If you say something like, oh, while we're out driving around today running errands, can we get gas? Oh, you always want to stop somewhere extra. Dude, if we don't get gas, eventually we're going to run out and break down somewhere. Like, some things are just not that serious. And that is a drastic example, but I do know people like that, where whatever you say, their response is something negative. And it's just like, it's not even like that. Like, I don't understand. Or if you ask someone, this is a real life example. I walk the park sometimes, and I walk for exercise. I go as quick as I can go, and then when my hips or my knees start to hurt or my lower back flares up, because my disability is chronic joint pain, I'll slow down. But I go with the intention of, this is exercise. And so this was years ago. I asked someone to go with me. I said, do you want to walk the park with me? I said, it's like 2.7 miles around. It takes me 50 to 60 minutes depending on my pace. So that's letting them know like how quick or how slow I walk. And this person, mind you, was taller than me, so and their legs were longer than mine, so I'm thinking that's not going to be a problem. So we get to the park and we're walking. The entire way around the park, they're complaining I'm walking too fast. And I'm just like, dude, I told you I walk for exercise. Like, this is not, I don't do this for a leisurely stroll around the park. And they just griped the entire way around for the entire hour. And then I was just like, this will be the last time I invite this person on a walk. And then, so after the walk, they were like, oh, do you want to go to the farmer's market? And I'm like, no, because I'm tired. I just walked for an hour. Oh, you just want to sit around all day and do nothing. Dude, I just walked almost 3 miles. What are you talking about? I want to lay around and do nothing. And I'm not even home yet to lay down. So like, what are you talking about? So that's just that's the real life example of a situation. But that's how it is. The things they say are not even rational. So you want to just lay around and not do nothing when you just walk like 3 miles. Not to mention, you're disabled and your disability is chronic joint pain / fibromyalgia. So like, where's the consideration? And then to want to do a leisurely stroll, and then you want to go stroll around a farmer's market. Dude, I've been huffing walking around the park. I'm tired. So I'm sharing that part to say they also, while they're also being negative about things, they're also not taking you and what you're doing into consideration. Instead of saying, wow, you know, you did walk really fast and I can tell you do this for exercise, instead of saying that, they were complaining that I was walking too fast. And then they complained that I didn't want to do anything but lay around all day after I just walked almost 3 miles. So things they say will not always be logical, and it will not always be rational. And just like with the first one, you have to decide, do I want to keep this person around? Like, do I really want this negativity in my life? And also, as far as liking drama, there are certain people I've come across who, if you don't have something juicy to say, they could care less what you're talking about. But if it's like, oh, girl, did you hear such and such? They're like, oh, what happened? But if it's like, yeah, I went to the grocery store the other day, they're just like, like, they don't care unless it's something that's exciting to them. Which leads me to say, do they really care about you and your life? Or do they just care about the exciting tidbits of things that happen in your life? So that's something to think about. And so I'm going to leave that there, except to say, pay attention to what people say to you, how they respond to things that you say to them, and also determine if they really care about you as a person. When you care about someone, in my mind, you care about every aspect of their life that you know about. And so to not care about a mundane day, but to be all excited and want to hear, you know, so-and-so got into an argument with another person, it's just like, what's more important to you? Like my day-to-day life, me as a person, or just the exciting stuff that gives you something to feed off of that you can then go share and tell with someone else? And I will leave that on that note, except to say, I kind of just said that a little while ago, right? Some people do just like to gossip. And so if they're a drama king or a drama queen, chances are they like to gossip, and they like to hear gossip so they can pass along gossip. And that, to me, now that I'm thinking about it, is making me wonder what's missing in their life that they're seeking excitement elsewhere. Like, what's missing inside of them that they're not content and happy with themselves or whatever's going on in their life, that they have to look around and pick up drama from other places and share that drama to be in the crowd or whatever. I just said whatever like 4 times. Welcome to the crazy. I'm glad you're here. Leave your comments below. The link to the article will be below also. And I thank you for being here. If you have identified someone you know from what I've spoken about in this video, or even if you've recognized yourself in some of what I said in this video, leave a comment below and let me know, how you feel about it. How you feel about yourself, or have you recognized yourself in some of what I'm saying and you're not that way anymore? What was the turning point for you? Like, what was the situation that made you think, yeah, I need to work on changing such and such behavior? And so that's what I'm interested in finding out and in learning. And I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks, guys. Bye.